BRUCAST is back, baby.
It's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, you're totally right. You mentioned the police start using the new technology. I saw, I don't know which country, I don't know where, like they're already using drones to catch suspects. I don't know where, but probably South Korea, right? They're living the future. um, so when I was a kid, I used to remember Napster was like this huge thing, huge thing. Was that the first peer-to-peer famous platform?
Well, they were not purely peer-to-peer. They were centralized in a way of controlling. So they had a network computer for distribution, but there was a central server. That's why they could be shut down. That's why people could get arrested about it, right? So Napster and the likes around, they were using a system for distribution, but there was central server and there was a precise person responsible for the server. So they were not really, I think... but peer-to-peer is a mechanics that comes from the military army from 1,000 years ago in the manner of distributing information on coordinating armies that are very large, that are in different... Because, yes, we have no other means to have like an operation to start at the same time. There were a method to bring information without being discovered by the enemy, to make sure that the coordinated action starts at the same time. The decentralization mechanics also happen in large country with a lot of provinces where each province is independent in certain aspect of choices, and then report to the central government only for certain other things. So the dynamic and structure of what it can then be in computer terms, a decentralized system or a peer-to-peer network, they existed even in nature. If you think, some insect colonies, how they behave, they control each other. So there are a lot of good examples that we can look at for the conceptual aspect of it. Then the computer aspect of it, which is very clearly set and ordinated, made of precise instruction and precise result, is something else. But I think BitTorrent has been the biggest large example of a peer-to-peer network. But there were federated networks. If you think about it, the email. When the email first started, each office, each house had a mail server. There was no, now there are 4 companies that control all the mail of the planet, which is a very bad thing. This is centralized control of information, and is horrible. But if you look at the beginning, each office, many offices still do today, they have their own mail server in their own office, and the email that you send goes from this mail server through the mail server of the recipient, and so all the other mail servers have no idea about this email, right? Now between Gmail, Outlook, and another couple, you have all the word email going through just a few vendors, a few service providers. So we need to re-decentralize in a different manner the mechanics of communication to also guarantee more privacy, because emails... See, you talk about Japan using floppy disk.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that the email protocol is the most old protocol that is still used today, and is horrible in terms of security, in terms of privacy, in terms of... how many times you receive an email with somebody asking you money that is sent from your own email address. It says, I can control it. Because the protocol is so weak that it's so easy to spoof email, it's so easy to do so many, bad things. And this is because it's hard to drop it, because everybody uses... To me, email is useless as today, because I receive hundreds of emails every day, after cleaning the spam and things. So hundreds of potential email I should check out, So most people send me a message in Telegram saying, hey, I sent you an email with this subject, go check it, because it's hard to intercept the good one, even though I put the Andrew filter. Because it's a protocol that everybody use. It's hard to drop. It should make the recoded the reprogram much better. But who has the bravery? Like in Japan with the floppy disk. And yeah, so probably. Yeah, there are many things that need to be redecentralized, like remove from the end of a few that control everything, and they need to be made a better version of. I think we need to be, yeah. So that's I think the take of why things don't progress. Not only government. So like email. There is no Mr. Joseph Email, that is the owner of email system. Email is an agreed protocol that hardly is going to upgrade with time.
Yeah, but gosh, I couldn't agree more with you. Like, I get so much spam every day, especially after I started the podcast, that I put like the podcast email online. Like, I don't know, like those scammers, they just have like some kind of software that scans the internet. I don't understand,
Yes.
but is that the thing? Because I start getting, after I start putting my email out there on YouTube, the BRUCAST podcast email, like it's just raining. Like, of course they have the spam folder. It filters a lot, but it's like 20 per day at least. Like,
Yeah, you're lucky then. Numbers are much worse, but yes, indeed. It's a matter. Is statistical. They try the scam on millions of people. One is gonna go. I had a friend when we were teenager. He would go inside the club, ask each single girl inside the club to go out with him, and he would always come out with the girl because statistically, one will say yes. Like when. So, has the same approach. The possibility to say, like out of all those recipients, one is gonna fall for my scam. So much that if you think scammers make the email in a bad grammar, in a way that any normal person would recognize as a scam, not by accident, not because they cannot write correct English, but because they want to filter out all the people that will not fall for the scam. So if you get through that barrier, you're already a potential victim. So they make it clear there is a scam. So they just remove all the people they're not gullible, they're not potentially victim. There are a lot of technique. There are a lot of. It is a scary planet, and the victim are always the most vulnerable. So it is a very sad, let's say, kind of a crime, because out of all the choices they go to affect people that don't deserve to.
I'm just mind blown right now. They write emails with bad grammar on purpose. I thought they were
Yes.
just like actually uneducated, but no.
No. See, those are organized crimes. Those are people that know very, very well how to do things properly if they want. In fact, when they do phishing, the website that you go to that looks identically to the one of your bank, of your service provider, is done very, very well. So they know very well how to do things that, if they want to do well. But those things are done bad in purpose, just to filter out people that will not fall for the scam. So.
Damn, that's so interesting. There's a guy on YouTube that I love watching. I forgot what is his name, but he's very famous. He has like millions of subscribers, and his whole deal, his whole content, is about making Indian scammers lose their time and then temper. You know what I'm
Is
talking
a-
about?